Hello there, my name's Vince from my mate Vince, and in this video today we're going to try to fix up this Game Boy Pocket. I don't think we're going to be successful because this has had a lot of work done to it already. Now this was sent in by Mike from 1UP Gaming, and normally I give a link to his eBay or Amazon shop, but he's been making videos for about a year now, and he's really ramped up production. He knocks out quite a few videos. So in the past you probably heard me mention him because he sends various things over to me. When he sells things, if something doesn't work, he'll have a look at it and then send it on to me. But now obviously he's doing more fixes himself, so I'm not getting as many items through, but I've still got a backlog of stuff. But anyway, he sent me through this in one of his parcels, and he's done 2 videos on this already. So the original fault was, from memory, it didn't do anything. And then he reflowed the main chip and a couple of other things, and then it did come to life, but the screen, there was, I think the screen was just completely blue. So on a revisit video, he messed around with the screen for a bit, couldn't get it to work. On a revisit video, he got another one. This is a working one. This isn't Mike's, this is my own one. This was sent over from Elliot, the Retro Future. I fixed this in a video previously. And he swapped the screen from here to here, and basically on this one now, not only does the board not output a display because it's just completely blue, also the screen's broken as well, so it's got 2 faults. So I don't think I'm going to get involved with the screen, because the screen could have been messed up by Mike, because when he was soldering the connector at the top, the screen kind of got lodged in and then it got a bit melted, and there's a couple of other things. But I might have a little look at it. He did get it partially working in his working one, but it had like a big line missing down the middle. So I think what this video is going to be is I'm going to take the screen from this one and put it into this one, and then we're going to try to fix the reason why it's just a blue. It's really weird. It's not a black screen, because I'm thinking, could it be a contrast issue? It's just a blue screen, which is odd. So first of all, let me show you what it's doing right now, which is nothing. So if I turn it on, you will see there's power. You will hear it. There you go. And then you'll hear music playing, but there's nothing happening here. There you go. And right now that contrast wheel is in the middle right now, going up and that way. It's not doing anything. Okay, so let's take it apart. But first of all, let's just swap the screens to show you what it's doing. If I can get it working, I may at the end of the video have a look at this screen, see if we can get it working at all. So these little tri-wings at the back. Now the board looks nice and clean, but yet the screws at the back look corroded, I think. The top of them looks slightly corroded. So if you like fix-it videos, head on over to Mike's channel, give him a subscribe. He was actually mentioned in one of Elliot's videos, the Retro Future, the one that sent me this, and he gained a lot of subscribers from it. And I'm quite competitive with Elliot. We speak a lot outside of YouTube, and I'd quite like to beat it, but annoyingly, Elliot's video I think got like hundreds of thousands of views, so Mike ended up getting quite, well, it's good for him, but Mike ended up getting a lot of subscribers from it. So it'd be nice if you went over and subscribed. I'd quite like to beat Elliot's count. So yeah, subscribe to Mike if you like my videos, and see if we can beat the Retro Future. Right, okay, let's undo these ones here. Now, from memory, the original problem with this was the screen. I did get the screen working, but since then I've changed it to a proper screen. I bought a screen cheaply off eBay and put it in here. So this screen now is like untampered. Right, so you can see basically we've got a lot of flux going on down here. We've got messed up pins here, and this connector's been cut down short. As well as that, the back bit's missing, so there's like a little bit of plastic wedged in here to make the connection. And this connection here is ever so slightly burnt, but this has all been reflowed because I've seen it in Mike's video. Right, so if I put the bad screen in the good board, you will see, but to be fair, that's doing something different. It's not making a healthy noise either. You see, blue screen, isn't that weird? And contrast doesn't make any difference to it whatsoever. It's weird just to be a completely blue screen, not even black. Because if it was black, you'd think it was contrast. I wonder, is it something? We've got a working one here. So let's measure, see if we can get a resistance reading from the contrast, which is, contrast is this one here on its own. So let's see, I mean, it says 30k here, so it should go from 0 to 30k, shouldn't it? I'm just a bit confused because it's got 1, 2, 3, it's got 5 pins on it. Anyway, there you go. That's default, even though the game itself is working. Right, so we have to remember that 97 is the bad board and 96 is the good board. So we get the multimeter, we'll set it to normal resistance, and let's first of all work on the good board and see if we can work out, are any of these pins in common with each other? Right, so they look like they're in common. One second, let's go here, be easier. Right, so those two look like they're in common. Right, but nothing else. Right, let's go all the way to one side and let's just go top to bottom. See what it reads. Right, so that's 25, that's 27, it's climbing. So that's going to be like the 30,000 ohm, isn't it? So now let's start turning it and see if it changes. 9,000, yeah. So that's working, isn't it? And now we've gone down to 460-ish ohms. So that says to me that that's working because you can see it climbing. This is the bad one now. Let's go here now. So that's right the way there. Let's see what this one's doing. No, that's also 30,000 ohms, isn't it? Let's start turning it. That's halfway. Yeah, 14,000. All down to 3 ohms. Okay, 3 ohms. I mean, this one looks like it's working better. Right, okay, I don't think it's anything to do with the contrast. Let's have a little look around the place. That tiny little bridge there. Should there be a bridge there? Let's go on to this one. No, there shouldn't. Right, okay. But mind you, it wouldn't have been built with a bridge. This is, remember, this has had a lot of reflow work on it. Right, there's a bridge there, so we have to get rid of that. Maybe that's what's causing it. Is there a bridge on the next one? Maybe the original problem was the screen or something. So there's a bridge there and a bridge there. And on this working one, there's not going to be a bridge, is there? Where were we? This one, was it? Yeah, nothing there. Right, let's put the soldering iron on, get rid of them. There we go. Well, you can hear now that the shorts have gone. So let's get the good screen. What do you think? I think no, because it didn't work beforehand, you know, before Mike reflowed that. Oh, yes, here we go. That was it. Right. Well, that was it. So I think the original problem might have been something to do with the screen and, you know, with the reflow and stuff, then that got bridged and that's what knocked that out. Yay. Actually, that looks nice, doesn't it? Contrast is definitely working. Right, okay. Let's have a little look at the screen to see if there's any way we can get that screen working again. Because it'd be quite nice if we could, but I don't think we will be able to. Oh, I feel a bit sorry for Mike there because he spent so much time on it. It's just that sometimes when you do a load of work, then you might not check everything you've done. So, yeah. Okay. Well, he'll be happy to know that the board itself works. Excellent. Right, let's have a close look at this screen because we know it doesn't work because we put it into the good board, didn't we? You can buy screens anyway, it's not a problem. Okay, right, let's zoom right in. So the reason he had to cut this back is because he was touching up the pins here with the ribbon cable in here, and what happened was, as he was going across some of these ones, you can see the plastic melted, or it might have been here, and it melted to the actual thing here. So when it eventually took it out, they were missing ones. Some of these were missing from here down. So what he did is he just cut across it so it would make a contact on all of them. Because the problem is, oh, hold on a minute, that one's missing there, isn't it? That one's missing. Is that supposed to be there? Problem is, if you leave it long, you see, then it might the teeth might grip onto these ones, but if these ones are missing, then it won't grip on. But by cutting it all a little bit, all the teeth then can grip on a little bit higher. Let's just have a look here to see what it should be. Yeah, we're missing that end one. Right, okay, we're missing that end one there. Oh, there we go. No, it's here. It's just folded. Alright, well, we might be able to make do with that. I wonder, was that the problem, if that's like the main power in or the main ground? I mean, it's a very big one, and it is on the edge, which you would think maybe is separate. Right, so we've got to keep our eye on that one. Now, there was also work done down here. Let's see what's going on. Right, that leg coming down, I'm not sure if it's broken, but it's been melted under that one, I think. Let me turn my soldering iron back on. I'm not going to use flux because it looks like there's loads of flux on here. I'm going to see if I can get my little needle probes and see if we can work that over back to here. Because this is just where the two ribbon cables are meeting. Can you see we got the, you see, it's this top one's joined to this bottom one. The green one's joined to this like a golden one. Let's see if I can separate it. No, that just came off, so that's the underneath one, isn't it? Right, so what's happening here? Was that the underneath one? That's broken here. Yeah, that's come away from here, you see. But it's still shortened with this one. Right, let's get rid of that. Yeah, that's why this screen's not working. That's come off now. So can I lift these up? That one. I'm trying to see where it meets the underneath. How do I get back to the underneath? Shame they can't be separated. Oh, here, it's here, isn't it? I wonder, could I separate that then? Then I might be able to see what's going on. So, if I was to lift this here, would I bit by bit be able to unsolder them without damaging them all? Maybe. Oh, they're pinging out everywhere. Are we separate? Now we're separate, right. Okay, I think I've lost just about every one of them, but we're separate. So now, aha, this is better. Right, first of all, I'm just going to get a tissue and clean this up because you can see all the flux that's gone up here. Right, so now what's happening here? Let's just clean up this one. Oh, some of the tracks go from that side, don't they? There we go. Right, so most of the problems then are on that top one. But we are missing, so we're missing this one here and we're missing this one here. Okay, but that could be scraped back. Yeah, that is, so right now this is fixable because we could get a little bit of foil from there to here, and then we could get a bit of foil, scrape back this and remake that one. So this part here now looks like it can be fixed. It's just that I don't think we're going to, because I don't think the top bit can be fixed. So now let's have a look at this side. Now, what's happening here? Is there any way this can be fixed, or is it just all so small? That's about to break there. Do you know what? It's gone. Okay. I'm just going to zoom right in to see how many separate connections there are, because I don't know, it looks like a lot of them are joined together. Oh, everything's so much clearer under the microscope, isn't it? Really, really is. There's just no comparison. So let's get the IPA and clean up this a little bit more. Problem is that people think it's easy when they look at the microscope. So they're like, oh yeah, that's really easy. But it's still ridiculously small. Hence, finger taking up whole board here. Now, but you can clearly see that these three are joined, so we don't have to worry about these three. Doesn't matter if they short together. That went nice. Right, that's fine. I'm confident that I can scrape these back and get them connected to the ones below. Then we've got a tiny one there, tiny one there, tiny one there with very little room to work before it goes into that chip that's got underfill on it. Can connect to there, and there, and the rest can be connected. Do you know what? This might be able to be salvaged. So let me get my grinding pen and let's see if we can grind away a little bit off the board here. Right, let's not go crazy. Right, okay, I think that might be okay. There we go. So we don't have to worry about these ones because I haven't grinded through, but maybe I'll be able to get a little bit of wire onto that one and have it dangle here, this one dangle here, and this one dangle here. It's just that I think, let me get some flux, I think when I add solder up here, I think it's just kind of going to sort of short between everywhere, but still, we'll give it a go. Right, hopefully they're tinned up. How about these ones? I wonder am I going to be able to actually get onto them. I should be able to, because they are, yeah, look, they are little bits of they are bits of metal. Alright, let me get some 0.1mm wire and see how big that is. If not, I might have to go smaller. Right, let's see, is that going to be too big? 0.1. Do you know what? It might... It's too big, isn't it? 1/10 of a millimetre and it's too big. I think that's going to cause problem. It might be alright. I'll tell you what, I can do this one and I can do this one, and maybe I can get thinner wire for that one there. Right, I'm just going to try to tin up the end of this wire just off camera, so I'm just going to be getting a little bit of solder and just trying to burn away the enamel off the very ends. Shaky, shaky. Oh, we're on. We are on. Now, I'm just going to cut this quite long because I can kind of bend it around the place, can't I? Bend it into shape. So let's leave them long for the moment. There we go. Now if I had half a brain, I would cut it there and then I would just come to the very end when it's all soldered up, and then you'd all think I'm good. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Right, let's try to do the next one now. So from now on I'll just be fast forwarding through, and I'll guarantee you're going to see all these come flying off, and then I'm going to have to start again. So far, so good. Let's give a shout out to the Massive, and then we'll see how we get on with the rest of this proper micro soldering. So the members this month are kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Having Fun Repairs, Will Michaelis, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeebs.com, DJVG, Ellis Garbett, Pigsy, Robert from Timsy's Auto Air, Daniel Watson, Zeke C, and Tony Dean. Many thanks to each and every one of you. And now, if we have a look here, you can see now it's not going quite so well. So, the mistakes I've made here is I'm right-handed, yet I'm starting on the right-hand side. I should have known by now, start on the left-hand side, because the soldering iron is in my right hand and it's very hard to work over the thing that you're doing. So I'm kind of starting again, this time trying to do it on the left-hand side. But the bottom line is that this took me about an hour and a half. I'm whizzing through this at times 20 speed. The issue is, you see, it's just too fine, and every time one of the wires rip off, it takes a little bit more track with it. So it's getting to the stage now where the wires are really bunched in together. If I had used a technique that I'm going to use now at the very beginning, I probably would have succeeded. So the best way to tackle this is to use 0.02 millimeter wire, not 0.1 millimeter, 1/5 smaller than that again. So 50 of these wires would fit into 1 millimeter. That's how small we're talking. I'm placing on one. And then the problem I've got is when I go to do the next one, the heat from the next one, because it's so close, will knock off the previous one. Also, it's human to have the shakes. It's very human for me to have the shakes especially. So I'm putting on one on the left-hand side, and then I'm using some nail varnish on it to keep it in place. When that dries, obviously you could use a solder mask as well. When that dries, I'm then moving on to the next one, because then it's less likely to knock off the previous one, because hopefully it's been held in by nail varnish. And that's what I'm then doing the next one. It doesn't have to be in order either, because the nail varnish is going to hold them all in. So I'm doing like one on the left, one on the right, and each time I do one, I put nail varnish on it, and that way then I'm hoping they won't ping off when the soldering iron goes to do the next one. So I think it's a good idea, and I think I will definitely use it again in future. It's just I've made it hard on this one because I started using wires that are too big, 0.1 of a millimeter, and you see when the traces break back, the wires are really starting to get bunched in now, while at the very beginning they were quite spread out. So yeah, that's where we are. Also, I've put the other one back underneath, and I'm soldering them up as I go along to make it hopefully nice and easy. Fingers crossed we might have something. Right, that took absolutely ages, as in I think around 1.5 hours, if not longer. I had to go all the way down to 0.02 millimeters. Look how small this stuff is. It's ridiculously small. It even breaks very easy just when you're using your tweezers on it. So yeah, I'm pretty convinced that this is not going to work because it's just the wire's too fine and the tracks are too close to each other. If I had done the end technique at the very beginning, I think I could have got this working. So the problem I've got is that at the top there, at the very end, I had 4 that were probably within the space of 1 millimeter. You know, 4 tracks. So it's just not gonna happen. But still, let's plug it back in just to see if it will do anything. This isn't even fully dry yet. I just want to see what's going on. But I'm not taking it any further because it just needs a new screen. It's not the end of the world. These screens are not that expensive. All right, what do you think? Yes or no? I think it's going to be a no. Here goes. No. Isn't it interesting that it's kind of coming up with the same fault as before? We've got more now though because we've got the line going through here. Oh, it's a shame. I thought we were going to get something out of that screen. It's a real shame. Yeah, look at that. So it's basically the blue screen error. Do you know what? In my mind, I was thinking what was going to happen was that we would have got it working, just there would have been lines missing in the middle. I wasn't expecting nothing to happen, you know, just like the original fault. But yet the original fault wasn't the screen. How weird is that? So I can see why that would have been really confusing for Mike looking at this, because both faults were replicating the same thing. They're really, really, really strange. You know, the fault on the board was replicating a blue screen, and yet this screen here was replicating a blue screen. Really odd. Okay, I'm just going to put it back together using this screen here, and then I'll have to buy a screen for my original one here. Also, what I'd like to do is I'd like to just find out what this chip is, because that was the chip that was faulty, just to see is it some sort of RAM or something like that, because you get a blue screen of death on a Nintendo Switch. I just want to see what that one is. So I'm going to take a picture of it and look it up. Right, okay, makes sense. It controls the LCD power. So there we have it. 3 legs were shorted together, and that's the reason it wasn't working. I'm just trying a different game here. Another Pokemon game. I fixed these ages ago. These were also from Mike. So yeah, this was, I don't know, a couple of years ago now. You can see there it's working nice. I just want to see if the D-pad's working, and then we'll call it a day. There we go, MMV King. So the D-pad is working. I might be king, but yeah, I can't fix an LCD. Do you know what? I think maybe, if I'd done that technique at the very start, this might have come back to life. So it looks like when you short those data ones together, the end result is that you have a blue screen. So yeah, quite interesting. Massive thanks to Mike for sending this out to me. You can check out Mike's video on this. If you go to his channel and just type in Pocket, you will see this. You'll recognize it because of the color. He did a video and then a revisit video. Like I said earlier, please subscribe to Mike, because I want to try to get him up to an amount to beat Elliot's from the Retro Future amount. I don't think we're going to do it, because I'm pretty sure that was about 600. But you never know, this might get a few views. So yeah, if you hit subscribe, then we might be able to beat that. I don't normally ask you to do that. It's just a bit of a novelty thing for me. So and obviously it will help Mike out. That is it. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon, everyone.